Creighton made the decision to move over to the Big East.
And the key in this game, let's start fast if you're the Ramblers, John, because Creighton is averaging 88 points per game. Don't dig yourself too big of a hole in the first half.
Doyle shovels off. Here's Agee. Turnaround jumper, a wild shot, contested well by Grissel. And here comes Creighton as the Ramblers come up empty on their first touch of the afternoon. Watson Jr. has Agee on him. Bit of a mismatch size-wise. Watson Jr., the point guard, the transfer out of Boston. Shot clock down to 11. Head and shoulder fake. Watson got some space. His 10-footer rims out. The weak shot rebound, a Turk for the Ramblers.
Good, tough defense. Hard-nosed defense. That's been the calling card of Porter Moser, John, since he took over this program.
And this Loyola ball club comes in tops in the Missouri Valley Conference in scoring defense, yielding just 64.3 points per contest to opponents. Peterson had a reverse layup go halfway down. The cylinder popped out, and a whistle and a foul called on the scrum for the rebound. Take a look at tonight's injury report presented by NovaCare. Experience the power of physical therapy with NovaCare Rehabilitation. Request an appointment online today at NovaCare.com. The Loyola Ramblers choose NovaCare, so can you. Jake Knuth with that torn labrum and resulting surgery out for the campaign. But the most recent news that we got earlier today, as we talked about in the open, senior forward Montel James out indefinitely with a back injury. As Jeff talked about, the Rambler front line that has struggled a little bit, both offensively and defensively, taking a hit. And they're starting Pernell Agee in his spot today, a true freshman. Agee had a hand on the offensive rebound attempt. Ball's loose. Watson and Richardson battle for the loose ball near half court. They're going to say last touch by Richardson. However, Porter Moser decidedly not in favor with that call.
Good look early on, though, for Devin Turk. And you have to think, John, if he continues to get that open and those looks at the basket, eventually he's going to knock those down.
Turk averaged 15.7 over the 3 games. The Great Alaska Shootout. Ramblers dropped the final 2 after a win over USD. Whistle and a foul called, and they're going to get Richardson. Huff tried to clear some space, but Ben Richardson's going to pick up his first foul of the night. First called against the Ramblers as last year in his first year in a Rambler uniform. Now all of a sudden is out. You have a freshman down low, and the availability of really doubling on that Rambler offensive guard spot in the backcourt is going to be tough for the Ramblers to overcome here. A couple of early strikes down low from the post position might help free some of that up. Huff has it right of the key. Jumper over Richardson is sweet. Cole Huff, the team's top scorer at 12.6 per contest. Breaks the scoreless drought just about 2 minutes in, and Creighton draws first blood. Peterson gets it across the lane to Agee. Pass was broken up. Here's Zier, a transition 3, top of the wheel. It's off the mark. Peterson, a long rebound.
Good look right there by Peterson. Too bad the pass could not be completed. We should have mentioned Peterson. He's having a terrific year for the Ramblers. I mean, leads the team in assists, and that's not easy to do when Milton Doyle has the ball so much in his hands.
Absolutely great point. Doyle, jumper from 15 at the left elbow. Agee, the offensive board, blocked away by Grissel. Got it back, and the Ramblers re-rack the offense. Turk off the bounce over Zier, knocked it down just inside the arc. Devin Turk, his first 2. And we're even at 2 apiece. 2 minutes, 40 seconds going by. Peterson has been absolutely outstanding. 15 assists, just 5 turnovers over his last 3 ball games. Off again over Richardson, got a benevolent bounce, and it fell through.
Used every part of the rim to get that one to go down.
Huff has all 4. Turk, rhythm 3 in transition, ring it up. 224 now for the all-time 3-point leader in a Rambler uniform. The Turk has all 5 for the maroon and gold, and the Ramblers force a turnover.
We have seen games, John, throughout Devin Turk's career where he lights it up from the outside. When he gets this place cooking, that Loyola offense is tough to stop. You give him a good look, and he's going to knock it down. That one from 2, and then the 3 to follow up.
And that's the part of his game that I think has progressed so much over the last couple of years. His first 2 years, he was great from outside, was a deadly 3-point specialist, among the best in the Valley, but he was more of a catch-and-shoot guy. Now all of a sudden he's a little bit more north-south in that guard spot, not afraid to put the ball on the deck, create some spacing, and do some things off the bounce. Ran into some traffic there at the top of the key. Gets called for steps, and the Ramblers give it back over to Creighton.
A lot of that has to do with his strength. He's gotten stronger over the years.
Absolutely.
And when you have a more physical awareness about you, you don't have a difficult time putting the ball down and taking it to the basket.
Maurice Watson Jr. gives it over to Thomas. Right corner, Zierden the three. Too strong. Thomas at the hand of the rebound. Ball's loose, and Doyle comes away for the Ramblers. Across the lane to Kiki White, who runs into Watson Jr. A whistle and a blocking foul called on Watson Jr. That'll be his first of the night. Team foul number 2 on the Blue Jays. Tyson Smith, the 6'2", 185-pound sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland, who spent last year at the College of Southern Idaho out in the Scenic West Conference. He missed the first 4 games due to an NCAA mandate, became eligible out in Alaska last week, and is coming off the season high 6 points and 3 rebounds in that loss to UNC Asheville last week. Outstanding outside threat at the junior college level as White has it, and a whistle and a foul called. They're going to get a moving screen called against Maurice Kirby. Transfer out of Coffeyville Community College for the Ramblers. 3rd Coffeyville product on this roster. Joining Earl Peterson, Montel James, and Kirby now in his first year.
Little backcourt pressure here by the Ramblers. I like that.
4 minutes gone by. Devin Turk 5. And Creighton 4 as Watson after the air ball. Ramblers will have it when we come back. 15:53 to play here in the opening half.
Significance, John, in this game for Loyola. I know Creighton is not the elite of the Big East, but this would be a statement win for this program. We've seen Porter Moser grow this program year after year, and to take that next step and parlay off that momentum they had at the end of last year when they won 24 games, this is one they need to get.
Backcourt alley-oop. Peterson off the feed from Milton Doyle, and Peterson spikes it home for his first 2.
What a beautiful pass and a beautiful finish, and you love to see that coming out of a timeout, John. You love to see them draw up that play and execute it to perfection. See the replay right here. Milton Doyle with the perfect pass. Peterson flushes it home for the easy 2.
Coming right at you here. Outstanding offensive set. As you mentioned, coming out of the timeouts as AG comes back in. Kirby takes a seat. And the foul off Huff miss. Going to result in a fresh 30-second shot clock now for the Blue Jays. Ramblers lead it by 3. Watson. Here's Grissel. Draws a double team. Good ball movement by Creighton. Huff a 3, ring it up. Right corner, Cole Huff is 16 of the campaign. He has all 7 for Creighton. And we're knotted up at 7 apiece.
Not much the Ramblers could do there, John. I mean, you have to honor the low post presence of Grissel. You have to double him. When Creighton moves the basketball like that and gets the open look, if they hit it, they hit it.
Here's Smith with a 3-ball answer off back iron. Agee kept the rebound alive. Ball's loose and a whistle and a foul called. They will get Purnell with a personal foul. That'll be his first. And that's what makes Creighton so dangerous. I mean, this is a ball club that averages 10 made threes a game. They shoot it from outside at a 39% clip. That's tops in the Big East Conference. And then you have 2 post players in Grissel at 70% from inside the arc. And Zach Hansen is 71%. And he stands at 6'9". So this is really a ball club that you gotta have to pick your poison on.
And their post players can also shoot from the outside, John. That makes it incredibly difficult to defend.
Watson bobbing the dribble. Gets it back with 12 to shoot. Up and under move on Peterson. Defended well by Earl, and Earl comes away with the rebound. Tied at 7. Here's Dante Ingram a 3. It's an air ball, and the weak shot rebound to Watson. There's man-to-man. And a whistle and a foul off the basketball.
I understand that there is always a point in the game where you want to be up-tempo and you want to push the ball, but against this opponent, John, again, I think you have to make every possession count. So to take a quick 3 like that on the break I'm not sure if that's what Porter Moser's looking for with these possessions.
Foul was on Dante Ingram. So Creighton a fresh 30 now. Here's Grissel right of the key. Matched up with Ingram this trip. Down low, Hegner couldn't handle the pass at the last minute from Milliken. The Ramblers come away after the turnover. Here's Doyle, a rhythm three in transition, ring it up right in front of the Creighton bench.
Except, of course, when you take the three in transition and you hit it, the head coach is happy with you.
He pulled that trigger right on cue. The Ramblers back up by 3 now, 10-7. Grissel in the double team, had it knocked away from behind by Smith. Richardson to a trailing White. Now Ingram will load up a three off the mark. Isaiah Reed the rebound.
Really like the defense the Ramblers are playing down low in the post. Very aggressive.
And push is going to be called on Doyle as he was defending Toby Hegner, the 6'10", 225-pound redshirt sophomore out of Berlin, Wisconsin. Ramblers already committing 16 fouls as Doyle picks up his first of the afternoon. Clement inbounds to Hegner. And a whistle. This time it's going to go against the Blue Jays. And they're going to get Zach Hansen with the personal foul. Team foul number 3 on Creighton now, the first on Hansen. So the Ramblers now with Richardson, Doyle, Turk, White, and Ingram. A very small 5-man rotation on the floor right now.
It's a luxury, though, to have Jeff White with all that experience, John, coming off the bench.
Absolutely. Inside to Ingram, couldn't finish. But Ingram working hard on that glass, got the offensive rebound and got hacked on his way back up.
Has not been the easiest year for Ingram, as we've talked about a lot so far in this game. Their post players haven't shot well. But nice setup there by Jeff White going after the big guy, and Ingram is not backing down with the second chance.
Absolutely not. They're going to say he was not in the act of shooting, so the Ramblers inbound, a fresh 30, and Ingram, I believe, gets whistled for a moving screen. He does.
So that's 2 now, so you have to know the officials are watching that closely, so make sure you set your feet when you set the screen. That's obviously going to be a point of emphasis in this game.
That's going to send Julius Rajala, the 6'9", 215-pound sophomore out of Helsinki, Finland, off the Rambler bench onto the floor. As Ingram takes a seat with those 2 personal fouls. Keep in mind, Montel James, we found out this morning, out with an injured back, so the Ramblers already playing shorthanded in that front line. Good defense again by the Ramblers. Milliken knifing down the lane for Creighton. Couldn't finish the layup attempt. The Ramblers the rebound.
Very good defensive effort. If he's going to make that shot, John, a little,
tip your cap to him.
Exactly. You let that happen.
Doyle fades, fires over Clement, and he got it. Doyle has 5. The Ramblers 12. Ramblers now a 5-point edge. Their biggest of the afternoon. With 11:44 to play in this first half.
It's been a good opening 8 minutes for the Ramblers for this game.
Creighton has not been comfortable and able to get into their offense. As Hurls, 3 ball, rims out, and the Ramblers once again get a defensive rebound after just 1 shot by Creighton on the offensive end. White's turnaround jumper on the right baseline rims out, and here comes Creighton.
And that says something.
Clement with a head of steam down the lane, defended well by Richardson, and Clement couldn't finish.
The Ramblers do not give up a lot of size to Creighton, but to protect the boards they are on the defensive end. It's another big reason why they're up in this game.
9 minutes gone by here in the first half. Ramblers a 5-point edge. Devin Turk trying to get loose. Pulls up from 15 and buries it. Talked about him in the open, how important it would be for him to get on today, and he has 7 first-half points. And the Ramblers doubling up the Blue Jays here this afternoon in Chicago. Hansen, half hook right hand over Rajala, comes up well short, and the rebound to Turk. Ramblers once again. Doyle trying to create some space. Stop and go move. Shovels off. Rajala, layup good off the window and in low right. And Greg McDermott has seen enough. He's going to burn a timeout. Ramblers have knocked down here at Rogers Park, and the Ramblers have done some great things offensively, but one of the big things has been how their defense has come to play today. Ramblers force another turnover out of the timeout. Richardson, a head and shoulder fake, pull-up jumper, right baseline off the mark. And a long Karam for the rebound, won by Thomas of Creighton. He's going to take it all the way to the rack at the other end and kiss it home.
One of the few 50-50 balls that Creighton, John, has won in the first 10 minutes. And that's always, you can always tell when a team is playing well when they get those 50-50 chances. And for the most part this afternoon, Loyola's gotten them all.
Ben Richardson earning the start today. First one of the year. He is scoreless so far, but he really amps up the defensive level of this ball club, I think, in the half-court game. They're going to call steps for Kyrie Thomas as he try head and shoulder fake out of that right corner. Sixth turnover of the afternoon for the Blue Jays, who are just one for their last 6. They've turned it over 5 times in the last 5:42. We have 9:22 to play, and it's 16-9. Ramblers a 7-point edge. Keep in mind, this Creighton ball club averaging 88.1 per contest, and we are 1/4 of the way there, and they have only 9. Thomas runs into Peterson. And they're going to call Earl for a blocking foul left of the key.
Toughest call for any official to make in college basketball, John, is the block or the charge. It's a very subjective call. Peterson's certainly moving his feet. I can see why the official, that's the right decision to make. You got to set your feet. Peterson's been a great story too. I mean, how about the way that he emerged last year when Milton Doyle went down with his injury?
Started the final 17 a year ago, averaged nearly 9 points, 2 assists, shot 50% from the floor, ends up being the MVP of the College Basketball Invitational, which the Ramblers won. They rattled off 5 straight wins of that postseason tournament. Doyle inside the arc, sweet off the bounce. 7 for the product of Marshall High School, and it's 18-9 Ramblers.
That's what makes him so dangerous, Milton Doyle, John. He can score inside, can score outside, he can create his own shot. He's one of the most athletic players I've seen come through this program in a long, long time.
He is definitely a difference maker. Here's Grissel off the window. He got a nice pivot move on Ingram. Jeffrey Grissel, his first 2.
And that's really the first time that we've seen Grissel establish himself in the paint. You know, he was being double teamed. They pushed him out. That was the first time he got in way too deep.
Smith trying to tiptoe that left baseline, and he runs into Watson Jr. He gets whistled for the foul, and for Maurice Watson Jr., that's going to be foul number 2 this afternoon. So Watson Jr. is going to take a seat. Malik Albert out of Detroit, Michigan, a 6'2 junior. Junior college All-American last year at Mott Community College, where he averaged 24.4 points per contest. Peterson amongst the trees, knocked away by Grissel, and a run down by Zier.
Like the idea, though, on that backdoor pass. He had a step, just couldn't finish.
Albert out of control with contact, but a whistle and a foul called against the Ramblers defensively.
I really like Milton Doyle. Heads up.
A little bit darker than it looked like in that black and white, but
no, still looks pretty good.
Kind of has the Dick Clark thing going a little bit. Milton Doyle with the rebound. The Ramblers defensively have really turned up the heat on the Creighton Blue Jays today. Creighton coming in, as we said, 14th in the nation, averaging 88.1 points per contest, but Porter Moser's defense and game plan has really held the Blue Jays in check so far today, and that's nothing new with the Porter Moser coach team. Leaded by 7, a whistle off the basketball. Going to get Kyrie Thomas with his first of the afternoon. Team foul number 6 on the Creighton Blue Jays. Head coach Greg McDermott. There have been a lot of whistles blown so far in this first half. I don't think either ball club has gotten into a ton of rhythm offensively. The Ramblers, thanks to Devin Turk and Milton Doyle, have been a little bit higher in that mark than Creighton has, who's really struggled. Turk, a 3-ball from Evanston, missed it, but Julius Rajala there for the offensive rebound, and his finish, he got hacked, and will go to the line for a pair.
If anyone else takes that shot but Devin Turk, we might have an issue.
And they're probably coming out of the game immediately following the release of that shot. But Devin, I think, is the all-time leader from beyond the arc in a Rambler uniform. Probably has given himself a little bit of credit there.
That was maybe more from Gary, Indiana than it was from Evanston.
I think you might be right, yes.
Way.
Rajala knocks down the first. First trip to the line this year. It was 1 of 2 a year ago in his freshman campaign. Third point of the night, make it 4 now for Rajala. Just the final 9 a year ago with a broken hand.
I'm not sure if you're Porter Moser, John. Could you have scripted the first half to go better than this?
Absolutely not, or worse if you're Greg McDermott. On the 3, off the mark, rebound tipped, and finally into the hands of Milton. Milton on the push. Turk has an open look for 3 over Milliken. It rimmed out. Rajala amongst 4 Creighton defenders almost kept that rebound alive. But Creighton on the push. Albert unable to finish the layup attempt. Back the other way. The Ramblers and Peterson try to spike with right hand and an alley-oop, but it went awry.
That would have brought the house down. That would have connected.
Creighton now is going to run the half-court offense. Thomas to Milliken. Errant pass, run down by White. The Ramblers force a turnover. 7th committed by the Blue Jays here in the opening half. Ramblers a 9-point lead in the Rock. White penetrates into the paint, cuts off the dribble. Now to a streaking Turk, couldn't finish the layup left of the rim. Rebound Creighton, lob feed into Thomas, who was tripped up, ball deflected, out of bounds, baseline right, and they're going to say last touch by Thomas. He just couldn't hold a handle on it, and the Ramblers will take over possession here with 5:55 to play in the first half.
It was a dangerous down-court pass by Creighton. There was way too much air under that basketball, so Loyola gets the ball back. And again, Peterson so close, John, to raising the roof here at Gentile Arena. Tried to go violent on the slam. I liked it. Got to finish.
He had cruel intentions for that iron coming through. Off a nice pass, but just a little bit too far out of his reach. Well, the Ramblers have really flexed their muscles so far in this one. Another whistle called. This one going to be called on Martin Krumpel. His first of the afternoon. Team foul number 8 on Creighton.
Now, if you're the Ramblers, John, you have to take advantage of these bonus situations. You've got to make every free throw you can make in the final 5:37. Extend that lead as far out as possible, because you know at some point in the second half, the Blue Jays are going to try to make a run.
And most likely with the talent that they have offensively, they will. It's just a matter of how much distance can you put between them and yourself right now when the getting's good. And Doyle knocks down the first, but that's a great point, as Doyle now has 8 in the afternoon. One more to come. This is the second. Rebound tipped, and finally controlled by Grossell. (21-11). Ramblers by 10. Zierden head and shoulder fake. Turk closed on him. They get it to Grossell. Draws a double team. Kicks away to Milliken. Here's Watson over Agee. Left it short with a jumper. Doyle another rebound. Tried to slalom through traffic, and it tipped away by Zierden. Ball's loose. Ingram and Zierden tie up. And the possession arrow is going to favor the Creighton Blue Jays.
That's a situation where when you play such good defense and you have a defensive stand, you want to be careful you don't turn the ball back over as quickly as Milton Doyle did. But I like the aggressiveness, but you have to, you're probably going up there at 3-on-1, 1-on-3. You might want to pull it back.
Creighton has turned it over twice in their last 3 possessions. They're 0 for their last 3 from the floor. Just 11 points now. Keep in mind, this team typically averages over 40 in the first half as Grissel unable to finish the layup, but there was contact and a foul called on Dante Ingram. That's going to be his third.
Yeah, only the second time that, again, Grissel has gotten the ball in so deep where he was able to do something with it around the rim. Excellent interior defense, but that was a nice move by Grissel getting the ball up to the basket. He draws the foul.
Creighton had that tough loss by 2 to Arizona State on Wednesday night back at the CenturyLink Center as Grissel knocks down the first. And that broke a streak of 54 consecutive games in which when they score 40 first half points, which is common, they do not go on to win the basketball game. They had a lead in that ball game, unable to close it up, though, as Arizona State was red hot over the final 20 minutes, shooting 64%.
I feel pretty confident saying they will not get to 40 in this first half.
I agree with you. Still feel like I'm on a limb a little bit knowing how this offense works, and you hate to jinx it, but they're not off to a very good start to reach that 40-point mark. Ramblers now with an 8-point edge, 21-13. Smith steps into a 3-wing left, and he flashes it down. Tyson Smith from downtown. His first 3 of the afternoon. Here's Huff. Catch and shoot 3 to answer. Can't do it for Grissel, an offensive rebound. This time Milliken will try a 3 over Turk. That one's off back iron to miss, and Peterson secures the rebound for the Ramblers. 24-13. Ramblers by 11 now. 4:15 for the first half. Peterson penetrates, so whip to Smith, open for 3 again, got it again.
He's feeling it right now.
Tyson Smith, back-to-back 3 balls for the transfer out of the College of Southern Idaho. And Greg McDermott takes time. They come to their feet here in Rogers Park with 4:02 to play, and the Ramblers now are commanding. Don mentioned it earlier, to have a Big East team in a major conference come into your own gym to play a ball game, regardless of record, regardless of the performance they put on the floor that day. Knocking off a Big East conference team is a big win and a feather in the cap for the Ramblers if they can do that over the final 20 here today. Here's Huff matched up with White with 3 to shoot. Into the lane, has to force one up from 10, and he got it. Cole Huff, the transfer of the University of Nevada, has 9 of Creighton's 15 first half points.
Worked hard for that one. Got to give him credit. Worked hard, draw the shot clock all the way down, found a way to get it in.
Tiki around a Rajala pick, pulls up from 15, off back iron to miss. And Isaiah Zierd in the rebound. The one shot now for the Ramblers, and Creighton looking to capitalize and whittle into this deficit. Stands at a 12-point lead for the Ramblers right now as we approach the 3-minute mark in the first half. Here's Grissel banking in on Rajala. Got a nice step on the baseline. Big-time move by the 7-footer. He made it look easy with Rajala on his back. Grissel has 6. And Creighton, just like that's back within 10. And that's what feeling it like he has. He has 6 right now. 4 straight for Creighton. Ramblers lead it by 10, 2:50 to play. And this 2:50, as much as this has been a one-sided half in favor of the Ramblers, this is a big segment of this ball game right now as momentum going into halftime. Smith knifing down the lane, blocked away by Grissel. Agee, the offensive board, his follow's no good, and Grissel secures the rebound for Creighton.
You don't want to fall apart in the final 2:30, John. As you said, you want to head to the locker room with some momentum at halftime.
Thomas rising a 3 right wing, make it 7 straight now for Creighton as Thomas is now 7 of 12 of the campaign from beyond the arc. The Blue Jays with 7 straight are back within 7. Two minutes to play. First half, here's Doyle in on Grissel, draws a double team. And gets it away to Peterson with 5 to shoot. Peterson crosses over, down the lane to the rack, no good. Defended well, Grissel the rebound. And he comes up limping at the other end. Thomas a 3, it's good. and straight for the Blue Jays out of the Big East.
This is what the Ramblers were worried about. At some point, the Creighton offense was going to wake up and they were going to heat up. They're doing it right now. This is a game back at 27-23.
4-point game, 90 seconds to play. Doyle had to alter his shot, get it away to A.G. Back to Doyle. High upper left of the rim is in with the right hand. Doyle in double figures with 10. 6th time this year in 8 games he has reached double figures in scoring. That ends the Creighton run. And Smith knocked it away, but right in the hands of Zierden. Under a minute to play now. Huff on the drive on Turk. Hangs in the air, off the window. No, it rolled out for the whistle and a foul called. And Cole Huff will go to the line for a pair of foul shots as A.G. is going to pick up the personal foul.
Huff does an excellent job with his body control. Feet were almost set again. It's such a tough call to make. If you're an official, that can go either way. It looks like the defense slid over, but there's a little movement right there. Nice job by Huff, hanging in the air and almost getting the basket to go.
Off Reynolds in the first. 60% on the year. He's now 10 of 16 and is in double figures. First Creighton to reach double figures in scoring here today. He was 0 for 2 on Wednesday from the stripe, and those were pivotal foul shots. Down 1, he missed both foul shots with 6.3 seconds left. It would have given the Blue Jays the lead against Arizona State in the ballgame. They ended up losing by 2. Huff makes good on both. Give him 11. We're back to a 4-point game. 29-25. 48 seconds for this first half. Here's Devin. They come to help against him. A bounce. They're going to call a kick. Shot clock to 15. The Ramblers will retain possession. 39 6/10 remain before halftime. So Turk to play it in. Creighton 4 for their last 4. Ramblers is 1 of their last 5 from the field. This is a 14-point game. Creighton on a 12-2 run. Doyle down the lane, got the layup to go.
Calling an offensive foul. Let's take a look at the replay here. It looks like he might have pushed off. He got in awful easy.
Ooh, boy, oh boy, I don't know. He did create contact with Hegner, but I'm not entirely sure. We've seen worse already in this first half.
Yeah, that's unfortunate timing with that call, but you got to play good defense here in the final 20 seconds.
So Doyle takes a seat after picking up his second. Shot clock to 7. Zierden works the yo-yo dribble guarded by Smith. Zierden has to force one up, and the buzzer comes up short. And 20 minutes are in the books here in Rogers Park. Porter Moser's Loyola Ramblers head to the halftime locker room with a 4-point lead on the Creighton Blue Jays. Back here inside Gentile Arena in Chicago. Porter Moser's Loyola Ramblers with a 4-point edge on the Creighton Blue Jays out of the Big East Conference. John Fitzgerald, Jeff Dickerson. Live courtside for this, what's really a pivotal non-conference game for both ball clubs. Ramblers their first touch in the second half. And Peterson misses strong with a jumper from the right elbow.
Now we'll see what halftime adjustments each team made, John. Creighton did an excellent job of closing out that first half strong. Loyola has to get back to playing the way they did the first 15 minutes.
Ramblers led it by as many as 14 in the first half, but a 12-2 run by Creighton over the final 3.5 of the first half. It was a 4-point game. Missed 3 by Watson, and we have an offensive foul called against Creighton on the scrum for the rebound. I believe it's going to be Cole Huff. It is. That's going to be his second of the afternoon. First team foul called against the Blue Jays here in the opening 40 seconds of this second half. 29-25. Milton's Oil now with the basketball. Here's a team high 10 points. Only Rambler double figures. Richardson rises a 3 in the left corner. It's too strong. Missed everything. Rebound Thomas. A lead feed over to Watson. Ran out of real estate. And they send it back around to reset the offense.
This is the tempo that Creighton wants to play at. Loyola has to be careful They want to control the tempo in the second half.
Huff lost a handle on it when there was contact. And there's going to be a blocking foul called on Pernell Agee, and that's going to be his third of the afternoon. Grissel now is going to shoot the free throws. 65% on the year, and he missed the first.
And Grissel has not been as effective as we thought he was going to be this afternoon, averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds over his last 3 games. Only 6 points so far, John, as he misses that first free throw.
Agee checks out. Julius Rajala back in. You know, and you talked about Grissel really pulled the string in the second one, barely drew iron, so he goes 0 for 2 from the stripe, and the Ramblers now on offense. They lead it by 4. You mentioned it earlier, though, when Grissel was double-teamed by guards, it seemed like he had a lot more trouble than he did when he was one-on-one against one of the Rambler post players. And Ingram or Rajala, as Doyle knocks down points number 11 and 12 of the afternoon. That extends the Rambler lead to 6.
I think Grissel was surprised the way the Ramblers defended him. He can't get anything going with double team.
Getting doubled here. Good spin move on Rajala. Shows touch with the left hand. Wow.
Give him credit on that one. That was well defended. That's a 50-year senior veteran move, John. That's what you call that.
He took that all the way back out from the post beyond the arc and worked his way back in. Finished with a nice pirouette move and a finish with the left hand. 4-point game. Peterson jump stop in the lane. Blocked by Grissel, but there's going to be contact and a whistle call. Foul is on Grissel.
It's a beautiful spin move right there. Little English.
He is. He was falling out of bounds and was able to kiss that thing home. Second foul of the afternoon on Grissel, who has 8 points. Cole Huff on the bench now, the team high 11. First free throw on the way by Peterson is sweet. He comes in second in the club, 10th in the Missouri Valley Conference, 77% clip. He was 7th in the Valley a year ago with 79% clip.
Huff still talking to the training staff over there. He moved to the end of the Creighton bench. Now they're putting ice on his left shoulder, so we'll see if he checks back into this one. He looks like, again, he's in some serious discomfort over there.
Peterson's third point, misses the back end of those 2 free throws. 17:45 to play, second half. Ramblers a 5-point lead. Wild shots and bodies fly once again in the paint on the Creighton offensive side of the floor. And Rajala very slow getting up. Looks like it might be an ankle. He might have gotten the worst of it as he went toe-to-toe with Maurice Watson Jr.
I will give Watson Jr. credit for getting down that low, John. He's obviously very fast off the dribble. It seemed like, though, he was a little out of control.
Absolutely, and his feet tangled up with Rajala's feet. And Rajala now needing some help to get off the court. Unable to do so under his own power, and that's going to bring in Maurice Kirby, a 6'9" sophomore to Chandler, Arizona. Be a Coffeyville Community College once again as Watson goes to the line. Free throw on the way. The high arcer is good. He's 69% on the year. And for Watson, who comes in second in the ball club in scoring at 12.4 per game, that is his first. He's 0 for 6 from the floor.
And Rajala gave Porter Moser some good minutes.
He did.
They're looking at his knee over on the lower bench.
Watson makes good on both. His first 2 points of the night for the transfer out of Boston University. Former All-Patriot League performer with the Terriers. They played 2.5 minutes second half. Rambler led by as many as 14 in the first half. Creighton has whittled that down to 3. Here's Turk loading up a 3 out front, and he got it. Turk in double figures, his 10th. 6th time in 8 games he's been in double figures in scoring. Grissel working awfully hard. Second and third chance opportunities in the offensive glass. Finally draws a foul. And Doyle's going to pick up the foul. That's going to be his third.
Well, we said before the game, you have to score a lot of points to beat Creighton. And to do that, your 2 best players have to step up and really carry the load offensively. And Devin Turk and Milton Doyle have done that so far, John.
Grissel, free throw, he missed it. Now 0 for 3 in the afternoon from the stripe as the 5th-year senior. I'm sorry, Grissell's missed 3 straight. He's 2 of 5 from the stripe as Maurice Watson's going to come back in. Richardson and Kirby check out. Ramblers going small again in this lineup. Tyson Smith, Dante Ingram, Kiki White, Earl Peterson, and Devin Turk, the 5 on the floor now. As Grissell got a benevolent bounce. 9 points. The native of Plano, Texas. The Rambler lead stands at 5. Ramblers a 5-point edge in the Rock.
Even though when you go with a smaller lineup, you're giving up so much size inside the Creighton, John, you're faster though on defense. So watch them try to trap and pressure the ball defensively, and Creighton gets it back.
Peterson with a step, tried to go in strong, but Hegner was there to knock it away. Grissell at 7 foot, Hegner at 6'10". On the front line now for Creighton. Grissell, his jumper had to be altered. Tipped, a whistle and a foul called. It's going to go against Creighton. On the rebound attempt, I believe it's going to be Kyrie Thomas. It is.
Peterson, almost. That's tough, though. When you're taking on a guy that's listed as 6'10" and Toby Hegner, you're trying to throw it down in his face. That's going to happen from time to time.
And that was the quickness you talked about a minute ago. He was able on the bounce to get by those guys, but then you get to that backside of the defense, and it's 6'10" and 7 foot, and all of a sudden you've got to alter your shot a little bit.
But you like to see that Peterson has no fear whatsoever taking it up that side.
And he does not. That's been proven. He has the ball now. Ramblers by 5. Here's Tyson Smith. Drives right in on Grissell. Kept the dribble alive. The Ramblers swing it over to the right side. Now Turka contested 3 over Zierden. Comes up short. Long rebound to Watson. Creighton sets at the half court. 4 minutes going by, second half. Ramblers by 5, 35-30. Smith knocked it away from Watson Jr. Runs it down to the time stripe. 13 to shoot now. Here's Hegner. A 3 left side. No good. Grissell just reaches over Ingram, keeps the rebound alive. Now Watson Jr. down the lane. Teardrop doesn't go. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Grissell. Went off his head. And the Ramblers will have the basketball when we come back. Media timeout. 15:39 to play, second half.
Team. Come on, 1932 to 1934. There's not much MVC credibility for the Butler Bulldogs.
How many conferences have the Bulldogs been in? They were even in the A-10 for that 1 year in the holdover between the Horizon and the Big East. They've probably gotten checks from just about every one of them at the mid-major level at this point.
Well, for that, I give them credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyson Smith from downtown, his 3rd of the afternoon. 9 for the transfer. Out of Baltimore, Maryland, and the Ramblers now all of a sudden extend their lead to 8, 38-30.
And another smart play call coming out of the timeout. We talk about the importance of coaching. That's how coaching matters in this game.
Zierden to answer for 3. Goes awry. He's now 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, and they're going to have to check the shot clock. Did not reset with the change of possession.
Nice move by Peterson, getting the penetration. Tyson Smith is wide open there in the corner. You would think, after hitting 2 threes in the first half, that Creighton would do a better job identifying him. But he's open, and he knocks it down. And to beat a team like this, you have to have some contributions from some less heralded players. And that's what the Ramblers have gotten so far. 9
points will do it. He was not even eligible to play the last time the Ramblers were in this building. But he has been all as advertised and draws contact there. You know, the last 2 possessions, Hegner at 6'10" has been on Smith, and just from a foot quickness standpoint, that's not much of a battle.
Not at all. I mean, the size, he'll adjust his line of sight, but he doesn't have the closing speed when Smith is that wide open in the corner to make much of a difference.
After the foul, Ramblers will inbound. Rush 30. 14:41 to play, second half. Ramblers an 8-point edge. Ramblers perfect on the home hardwood this year. 3-0 coming into play today. They are 24-4 under Porter Moser in home non-conference games. Peterson on a crossover. Kills the dribble. Gets it away with 9. Here's Ingram trying to get some space. Left-handed half hook. Doesn't go. And the rebound controlled by the Blue Jays. Burrell the rebound. Redshirt freshman out of Denver. To Watson out high. Back to Harrell on the dribble against Peterson. A bounce. A good pivot move by Zach Hansen over Ingram. Hansen his first two.
If you're Dante Ingram, John, you just got to keep throwing it up there. That's all you can do. The Ramblers are not shooting a high percentage with their forwards this year. It was a good look. It was a great move. It almost goes down, but you can't be gun shy. You can't stop taking those shots.
Tyson Smith absolutely knifed his way through the lane, found a gap to the rack, and finished strong. Tyson Smith now with 11 for the Ramblers. We're back to an 8-point edge. Doyle leading the Maroon and Gold with 12. Tyson off the bench with 11. Zierden a three, rims out, and the rebound tipped into the hands of Ingram. 8-point Rambler lead. White to the foul line. Gives it away Peterson. They feed the post. Ingram again. On Hansen. Pulls up from 10. Sweep with the hand of his face. Ingram burying the jumper on the left baseline. You said it.
There it is. When you got good looks, you got to take them. You can't be hesitant. I know he's had a tough year shooting from the outside, but that's exactly what Porter Moser wants to see from Ingram.
Hansen the offensive rebound, tips it back up and in off the miss from Zierden. Hansen now with 4, both field goals coming here in the second half. Ramblers 42-34, an 8-point edge. Turk loads up a three, left wing, got it. Zierden was on him, but not quite tight enough, and Turk splashed it down from outside. 13 now for the senior out of Houston, his third triple of the night. And Creighton turns it back over on steps.
Greg McDermott, the head coach of Creighton, they cannot be happy the way they're defending Turk. I mean, you know, John, he's the shooter from the outside. You can't just let him go. He's going to pull up and take that shot from the outside every single time.
Ramblers 3 for 3 from beyond the arc here in half number 2. Hansen over on the Creighton bench looks like he is hurting a little bit. What potentially looks like it might be a cramp. And we talked about in the open, Devin Turk, Ramblers 14-3 over the last 2 years when he knocks down 3 or more triples, and he is at 3 right now, and the Rambler lead is 11. It's been by as many as 14 in the first half. We've played just about 8 minutes here in half number 2, and the Ramblers a 45-34 edge. Keep in mind, Ramblers doing this with Montel James out today with an injured back. There's Turk now, right corner, a three. No good, but an offensive rebound, and Maurice Kirby, and the Ramblers re-rack the half-court offense.
That was big, and they're doing this too, John, with Milton Doyle on the bench the last couple of minutes.
And a trip called against the Blue Jays. So the Ramblers will have the basketball when we come back after the Grissel foul. His matinee on the Lakeshore campus, and the Ramblers flicking on all cylinders right now with some reserves who have really stepped up to the plate today.
And now Milton Doyle's back in the game. Peterson's on the floor. What you want to do, John, is this is where you want to knock him out. I'm sorry, Turk is on the floor. Peterson's on the bench. This is when you want to knock him out.
Shot clock to 14. Maurice Kirby against Grissel up with the right hand. Shot doesn't go. Rebound back tap into the hands of Watson. Watson Jr. Gives to Thomas in the left wing. After the transfer out of Boston University. Thomas on the drive, gets by Kiki White and finishes right at the rim with the right hand.
An uncharacteristic lapse in defense. There was no one home defensively for the Ramblers on that sequence.
45-36, Rambler leads, cut to 9. Kiki White, the senior out of Peoria. Gives to Doyle now with 7 to shoot. Doyle calls for a screen, gets one from Kirby, hangs in the air, leaves it for White, who misses a 3 straight on, and Grissel the rebound. Ramblers need a stop here to make sure this momentum does not shift completely into the hands of the visitors from Omaha. Milliken on the dribble against Turk. With 12 to shoot. Milliken tees up a 3 over Turk, well off the mark, and White the rebound on the weak side for the Ramblers. Contact, no foul called after the Milliken shot, and the Ramblers come away. 9-point lead intact. Under 10 minutes to play, second half. White tried to turn the corner, lost it, but Kirby was there to pick up the loose change and finish left of the rim.
Nice finish by the big man Kirby. He's given them some nice moments in this game so far. Defensively rebounding and then finishing an easy one around the basket. But the Ramblers give it right back on the other end, though, John.
Thomas reverse layup at the other end. Points number 11 and 12 for Thomas, the Omaha native. First Blue Jay ever to be named Big East Freshman of the Week. He had 18 in his debut in a Blue Jay uniform. Back in November against Texas Southern. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Loyola.
And that's saying something. They've had some pretty good players go through this Blue Jays program over the years. Not just Doug McDermott, also Kyle Korver was a great long-time Creighton Blue Jay. They could shoot from the outside. They had
Absolutely.
a stretch where they were knocking them down from three.
Absolutely. The early 2000s, they could flat knock it down. And they ruled the roost in the Valley. Doyle, step back three, left it short, weak side rebound, Harrell. Approach the 9-minute mark, and there's a 9-point lead. Huff still on the bench, Creighton's top scorer after going down with contact and a shoulder injury, and Grissel now with points number 10 and 11. Great post move. He's been in double figures now 4 consecutive games.
But did you notice where was the double team? No one stepped over to help. I just think Grissel is too good when he gets the ball in that deep that you have to have a second body switch over and help out. Otherwise, it's going to be an easy basket.
Ingram, jumper baseline left is good. Ingram beginning to heat up. 4 points here in the second half. The Rambler leads back to 9. Thomas in on Smith. Ball deflected away. And last touch by Creighton, so the Ramblers take over. 10th turnover of the afternoon for Greg McDermott's ball club. So Grissel's going to check out. He's replaced by Hansen at 6'9". Joins Hegner at 6'10" in the front line. With Zierden, Milliken, and Kyrie Thomas.
Ramblers have done a better job protecting the basketball this afternoon, too, John. Only 7 turnovers so far for Loyola. That's much better than what we saw the last couple of games in that Alaskan tournament.
Last few weeks have been a struggle in protecting the basketball. Ingram wide open. Hansen closes. Great move. Fake to reverse layup and finish run to the rim with the right hand. 4 straight now for Dante. The Simeon product, he has 6. Rambler leads back to double figures at 11. And knocked away from Milliken. Going to go out of bounds.
Take a look at this beautiful move by Ingram. Suckers the defense. Beautiful finish.
Bad I am on the dance floor. Ramblers by 11. 7:44 to play in this second half. Ramblers a bit of full court pressure here now. They extend the defense, and Creighton able to get it in. Watson Jr. tried a teardrop, came up empty. Thomas, the offensive board, missed that. Grissel, his follow doesn't go, but Thomas is there to tip it in from straight on.
Too many chances right there from Creighton, but it all begins with Watson getting penetration, John, in the lane. That's been a problem defensively for Loyola. They're allowing him to get too many steps in the paint, and when that happens and the defense collapses around him, you see the results.
Approach the 7-minute mark here in half number 2. Good give and go. Ingram left open baseline right and couldn't knock it down. Weak shot rebound to Watson. See if he penetrates this time. Zierden needs to get hot. He's one of the best from outside, but it's Thomas instead left corner who buries a 3 ball. And Porter Moser wants time. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 6:51 to play here in the second half. Lead the visiting Creighton Blue Jays by 6, 51-45, and it's almost been a situation where, and you mentioned this early on, the Ramblers have been unable to kind of throw that final punch at the Blue Jays, and they've been able to stick around long enough to make this a game down the stretch.
I think that's been an issue all year for the Ramblers. You're coming off 24 wins, a CBI postseason championship. Almost everyone is back except for Christian Thomas. You feel like when you get a lead in the game, I'll finish that thought in a second. Unbelievable. Peterson has found his way to the rim for those alley-oop dunks numerous times this afternoon. Great look.
5 for Peterson. 2 field goals now for Earl. Both have come with two-handed spikes off alley-oops. Great feat from Doyle. Ramblers now an 8-point lead.
Well, what I was saying, John, is that when you get good, you feel like you're going to close out everybody, but it doesn't always happen that way. You got to really turn the screws and finish strong. And this game, I think, is going to go down to the wire because they just can't keep Watson out of the lane. That's causing them problems defensively.
You said that earlier, and he saw a gap to the rack and just took it in for points number 3 and 4. Rambler lead cut to 6, 5:41 to play. Head to Doyle, a redshirt junior out of Chicago Marshall. Into the corner, Turk. It's by Grissel all the way to the rack. Great move with the right hand. He went up against Hegner, altered the shot with a high arcer, and Devin Turk now with 15. There's Watson down the lane. Good scoop shot off the window and in for Watson.
How did Devin Turk make that basket?
He had some English on that, didn't he?
That was impressive.
6-point Rambler lead with the rock as we come crawl toward the 5-minute mark. Doyle on high. Matched up against Grissel. Somebody's open. It's Ingram, and Grissel's going to get called for goaltending.
Now, I was talking over this alley-oop. Shame on me. But look at this move. Look at the elevation by Peterson. The perfect pass. We got several looks at this one. Outstanding. And again, John, the way that Loyola is attacking. Here's the dashboard cam, if you will. The way Loyola attacks after stoppages of play. Just a brilliant job by Porter Moser and his staff drawing up those plays coming out of timeouts.
So Ingram most recently gets credit after the goaltend committed by Grissel off a great feed from Doyle as Ingram was wide open against the double team. The Rambler lead is 8. 4:47 to play. Hegner missed the contested layup as Richardson was there to alter the shot, but on the second rebound attempt there was contact. That's going to send Hegner to the line. Devin Turk actually gets whistled for this foul. That's going to be his first, team foul number 4.
Creighton's done a better job, John, in the second half, leaning a little more on their size on the inside. That really hasn't been that big of a detriment for the Ramblers much of this game, but the final 10 minutes or so, they've been pushing the ball inside to their big men, and you see the results.
Hegner just 44% on the year from the stripe. He's 4 of 9. Knocks down his first year. One more to come. Creighton averaging 9.9 made threes per contest. That led the Big East. They were 39% as a team coming in from beyond the arc. Just 24%, and they have just 4 today as Hegner makes both. And their top three-point threat, Isaiah Zierden, has 20 triples on the campaign, which is second best in the Big East. Is just 0 for 5 from beyond the arc.
0 for 6 overall. Doesn't have a point in this game.
And Zierden came in averaging 12.3 points per contest. So with 4:41 to go, Hegner makes good on both foul shots. So Doyle to trigger in against full court pressure. Ramblers get into Smith in backcourt. Peterson across the timeline. Ramblers break pressure and set up the half-court offense with a 6-point lead, 4.5 to play. 57-51. As Creighton Ball Club averages 88.1 per game, well under their average so far today, and the Ramblers a 6-point lead. High post feeding with 4 to shoot. Driving in, doesn't go. Tyson Smith, the weak side rebound across the lane to Ingram, but he was unable to get it away on time. The shot clock expires. Grissel slow getting up baseline left. Says against the Ramblers because they never reset it. Ramblers 5, the last 7 from the floor. They lead it by 6 with 4:06 to play. Hegner into the offensive end. Zierden works the bell tie bounce. Off to Grissel. This time he's matched up with AG. 9 to shoot. Zierden trying to get some space to get one off. Gives to Hegner. Up top, Milliken 3 to shoot. Milliken down the lane, blocked away by Tyson Smith. It's going to be a shot clock violation called against Creighton. The Ramblers dig in defensively and force a turnover with 3:38 to play. Ramblers 3:38 to play, second half. Ramblers 57, Creighton 51. Ramblers break pressure with a touchdown pass to Ingram, who finishes just ahead of Grissel. Dante Ingram with 10 points, all 10 coming since halftime.
Out of a timeout, right?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable how effective they've been out of timeouts.
And Thomas, 3 out of the left corner. He has 20. And now a 5-point game. 59-54, 3:13 to play. Blue Jays with 3 in double figures. Huff on the bench with 11. Grissel a double-double of 11 and 10. And Thomas now with a game-high 20 points. Ramblers with 4 in double figures. Under 3 minutes to play. Ramblers by 5. Unable to put the final nail in Creighton's coffin today. Doyle's going to hoist up a 3. It's no good. Weak side rebound Grissel. It's a big defensive possession for the Ramblers here. Watson Jr. on the dribble. Stops inside the paint. Gives to Zierden. About Grissel across the lane. Thomas finishes the layup. Thomas has 5 straight, give him 22 in the afternoon for the rookie guard out of Omaha, Nebraska. The Creighton faithful come to their feet, and the Rambler lead is kept at 3 with 2:22 to play.
Nice cut by Thomas, identified the double team on Grissel and made himself available, and beautiful finish.
Here's Doyle amongst the trees, and a blocking foul called. I believe they're going to get Grissel in the backpedaling defense. And if they do, that's his 4th. It is. Richardson's going to come in for the Ramblers, replace Tyson Smith, who takes a seat. He checks out with 11 points. He has had one heck of a day off the bench for Porter Moser. Ramblers a fresh 30. They'll inbound baseline right. Doyle's going to throw it all the way in backcourt to Turk. Through the center circle to the forecourt against the crouching defense of Watson Jr. 2-minute mark. Ramblers by 3. Doyle with 10 to shoot. Crosses over, rising from 15. Doesn't go. Great block out by Grissel of Ingram and allowed Watson Jr. to get the rebound. 1 possession ball game. Watson Jr. dribbling. Tried to find Zierden, couldn't handle the pass, out of bounds, and Creighton turns it over for the 12th time today.
One of the only times I've seen in this game Watson make a bad decision, John, when he gets in the lane. Big turnover for the Ramblers. Let's see if they can capitalize here, up 3.
96 seconds for this one. 59-56. Ramblers looking to go 4-0 in the home hardwood. 9-1 a year ago in this building. Ben Richardson. Bounce. Left of the key. Ingram drives in on Grissel. He's got 4 personal fouls. Couldn't finish. Ball deflected in the second attempt. Out of bounds. Last touch by Zierden. It stays with the Ramblers. 29 in the shot clock. 1:11 in the game clock. And Porter Moser wants time. Really been a reserve, but you pointed out earlier a phenomenal reserve when you have a veteran like that who can come in off the bench and really stabilize an offense. 25 on the shot clock. Ramblers inbound, protecting a 3-point lead. Turk guarded by Harrell. Hash mark right is Peterson. Drives into the paint. Richardson loads up a 3, ringing up, and the Ramblers lead it by 6, under a minute to play.
Huge 3, but you got to get back on the other end. Watson's pushing the ball up.
Egner will tee one up straight on. Nothing but that. We're back to a 1-possession game. Egner his first 3 of the night. He has 5, 14th of the campaign. And Ramblers break huddle with Ingram, Peterson, Richardson, Doyle, and Turk. The 5 on the floor. Ramblers inbound. They lead it by 3, 62-59. Doyle on the dribble behind the back, kept it alive. And a whistle, a foul called.
Now you see the importance.
Ball club good for 6th best in the Missouri Valley Conference this season. Deep knee bend. Right-handed junior sends the first. It's good. Now a 4-point cushion for the Maroon and Gold with one more to come. Hate to keep saying this, but Zierden still 0 for 5 from beyond the arc.
Don't jinx it. Don't let him know that. You don't want him hitting a big shot here at the end of the game.
Doyle's second one is good. The Ramblers by 5. 64-59. 41 3/10 to go. Watson on the push. Gives to Zierden. Back to Watson. Takes into the corner. Drives in on Doyle. Poked away, and they're going to call a foul on Milton Doyle. Watson awfully quick, able to turn that corner on the right baseline against the backpedaling defense of Doyle. They're bound. As a team, this is the top 3-point shooting team in the Big East. 39% clip coming in, but they've been struggling today. Just 6 of 19. Thomas to inbound, looking to get it in. Just does so into Zierden. Now Watson, he's going to penetrate, go all the way to the rack, off the window and in with the right hand. Watson has 8.
What a move. He is dangerous off the dribble.
Back to a one-possession game, 28 5/10 remaining, and Kiki White's going to burn a timeout as Creighton unveiled full-court pressure. So a 60-second timeout called by Porter Moser. Both ball clubs out of timeouts off since he went down after contact and injured what seemed to be his shoulder. So Creighton unveiling full-court pressure. They will not guard the inbounder. They get it into Doyle in backcourt, who breaks it ahead to Peterson. 3-on-1 if they hurry, and Peterson's fouled from behind by Milliken.
Experienced bunch does not panic. Perfect way to break that pressure. And now from here on out, John, you just have to hit your free throws and play good defense. If Creighton's going to score another basket here before the game is over, 2 baskets, just make them earn it. Nothing is given to them.
Peterson now 1 of 2 from the stripe on this afternoon, and second best free throw shooter on this team. 77% coming into play today, which was 10th best in the Missouri Valley Conference. Grissel comes back in. He joins Hegner on the front line for the Blue Jays. So Peterson to the line with 5 points. 2 thunderous alley-oop dunks, and he knocks down the first. Back to a 4-point game. One more to come for Peterson, the senior point guard out of Raytown, Missouri. Spent 2 years at Coffeyville Community College in the Jayhawk League. Second one rims out. 4-point game. 65-61. 21 seconds of a running clock. Zierden out high. Back to Watson. Splits a double team. Gives it to Grissel, who lays it off the window and in. The Baker's dozen for Grissel. 2-point game. 65-63. 13 7/10 remain. No timeouts left for the Ramblers. And Creighton forces a steal. Thomas layup. No. If it would have gone, it would have been a 3-point opportunity. Instead, Thomas is going to go to the line for a pair of foul shots and an opportunity to tie this ball game up.
Exactly what we talked about. You just can't make that type of critical mistake at this point in the game. Got to be smarter. You have to secure the basketball. They don't do that. Creighton is so dangerous, John, in these situations because Watson gets them back up in their offensive set so quickly after a made basket or a missed basket.
Creighton is 5 for their last 5 from the floor. Thomas to the line, where he's 0 for 2 after that miss. Big miss. Keeps it at a 2-point game. 11 8/10 remain. Thomas 1 more to come. He came in just 4 for 10 on the year, but he's had one heck of an afternoon. 9 of 10 from the floor. Thomas is 4 for 4 from beyond the arc, a game-high 22 points. But that missed free throw was huge, and he's got 1 more to come. Still enough time, I think, to try to make at this point. Second one, he missed it. Doyle couldn't handle the rebound, goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Creighton. Oh, my. Doyle tried to one-hand that rebound attempt, and it went out of bounds baseline right. I'm not sure Milliken got free throws that would have tied this game. A Rambler lead is 2, 65-63. Thomas to inbound. He's going to lob it up to Hegner. Tried a wild shot, no good. Gets it to Watson. The 3 is off the mark. Rebound Doyle. He's fouled from behind. And Isaiah Zierden now 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. He had an opportunity to give Creighton a lead. Missed it long. Doyle the rebound, and now he'll walk to the other end looking to put this game on ice.
Wild sequence right there. I was worried about you for a second because if Zier didn't hit that shot,
don't think it didn't cross my mind as well.
Loyola Nation would have held you responsible for mentioning that he has been on the schneid all afternoon. But now you make your free throws, John, and game's over.
And off to South Bend next weekend. Creighton seemed a little bit rushed after getting that offensive rebound, more so than they needed to.
There was plenty of time left on the clock for them to take a breath for a second and set something up.
3 7/10 remain now. Doyle to the line, foul line left. 3 of 4 from the stripe tonight. 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. For the product of Marshall High School in Chicago, first free throw is nothing but net. 3-point lead for the Maroon and Gold. One more. Should ice it. There's no point in guarding a three-point shooter at the other end.
Last thing you want to do is give the official any reason to make a call on a three-point attempt.
Right-hander sends the second. Got it. The Ramblers lead it by 4. 67-63. 3 7/10 remain. Porter saying stay away as Hegner looks to inbound. He's going to throw a baseball pass into the forecourt. Broken up by Doyle. It's loose. Grissel layup good, but it's going to be too little too late with 1 4/10 left.
Just get the ball in bounds here quickly.
Richardson looking to inbound. Does so to Doyle. Foul called. 0.2 of a second left. And Doyle's going to go to the line at the other end.